Good day. Hope everybody out there is having a good one. If this is your first time to the channel, what we usually do here is follow people's suggestions and find new music from all around the world. We got tons of playlists that reflect all the different kinds of music, different genres, different regions, just all sorts of stuff. I guarantee you can find music that you never would have found any other way. You're going to probably find your new favorite thing or stuff you just never knew you needed in your life. Now, I wanted to drop in quick word about the Black Sabbath back to the beginning. There was a few naysayers out there saying a few things. Want to clear a few things up. There was first of all, this it went off great. As good as can be expected. You have to remember also, Ozzy had to forego doing any of his meds or anything that he would normally take. So he was hurting for certain, and that was a pretty busy day for him. Um, but there was an awful lot that happened at the show. Well, Jesus. Well, first of all, let's get this picture out there. It's beauteous. Look at all that star-studded. There was way more than is in this picture. But wanted to also share that Miss Kelly Osbourne got engaged to longtime boyfriend Sid Wilson after 3 years. So that was a thing that happened. She definitely was not expecting it, and I think what I loved about it most was Ozzy wanting to see it. Like, let me see that thing. Look at it. Watch. Let me see that. It was a great day. There was a lot that happened. Um, but also Geezer himself wanted to clear up a few things that I heard that the live stream was cut short. It didn't show us congratulating Ozzy at the end of our set. So this is was from a fan. Um, Now the way that the pay per view did end was the camera went out and they showed all the fireworks and it's celebrating basically everybody celebrating all together. But what you didn't really see what was going on stage was that they had brought out, they had, the last thing you kind of saw was Ozzy like, where are you guys going? And they walked off, obviously handed off their instruments, but came back with a cake, and congratulating him, obviously, taking a bow and letting him have one last, his last moment with the crowd. Take it in. This is it. He got to end this on his own terms. It's great. This is what we wanted from him. There was a lot of awesome bands that all came and showed their respects. That there was a lot of people that took the logistics to all this, and it wasn't like these bands could just show up and let's hammer out some tunes. They had to come to rehearsal. They had to get it all right. They had a spinning stage, for Christ's sakes. I mean, the way they were doing the setups was perfect. They need to do that more often with shows, because yeah, breakdown and setup times could be, yeah. But I can understand why they don't though. But yeah, it was a great show. I thought the whole thing. I thought all the bands that did all the songs that the bands did that they either chose or was chosen for, they all were like perfect. Like they like the song was written for them almost. I was really surprised with Guns N' Roses. Never Say Die almost sounded like it was written for them to play. it just, everybody did a great job and everybody sounded great. My only gripe was the way the sound man was very hesitant on everything had to be down until, so it was like the first time people were going to talk into it, it wasn't like that there was a delay. It was the first of everything. It almost seemed like they were turning it down and on the vocals, and it wasn't being turned up until they put the microphone up to their face, which sometimes can take a second for that all to click together. So there was the slightest, like the first word or two of some lines, or the beginning of a band singing something would it seems like they were, fading into it. But other than that, that's just a little tiny gripe. It all sounded great. It was an awesome day. Weather wise, everything wise, the place was back to capacity. There was no issues that I had heard of. There was nothing. It was just the best show you could expect. Really, with all the circumstances and everything included, and all the stars that showed up, Steven Tyler coming out and singing was pretty unexpected, especially with what's been going on with him, and a lot of people that showed up. It was really it was just great to see a lot of these people paying their respects, and a lot of people that sent messages and all that. I mean, it was just yeah. It was a very very nice thing to see for Ozzy, and a great send off for him. And that's what a lot of people got to remember. Wasn't just a send off for Black Sabbath. Yes, it was the last time Black Sabbath was ever going to play together. That's the last time that all the members are ever going to play together. That's it, as far as live. But this was because Ozzy could not. Bill Ward it was already in the cart that he wasn't going to be a part of that. He had already noped out. But once Ozzy, remember, he was the one that there were a few shows into it. Judas Priest had to fill in for him. Remember, it was a thing. So this was kind of, Ozzy knew that live performing was no longer in the cards for Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne. So this was a send off to him, and not only to Black Sabbath, but one last generation of kids out there, one last generation of lucky damn kids. You have the greatest parents on earth. Remember that, like, forever. Yeah, you got parents that brought you to that. Those are parents that really care, for real. So yeah, definitely, be thankful forever for that. And, I would definitely rather have that than, PlayStation 5 any day. That's just me. But anyway, it was a great day. I've said, all I say about it. I wanted to clear up a few things. Seemed like I kept seeing posts of, oh, that was so mean. They just walked off. They just walked. No, they didn't. And just, not always is the way things that you see. And it's a perfect example. Things aren't always the way that you see them on the TVs, So sometimes when you get a different perspective and you're like, oh wow. Isn't that nice? Huh. Hope everybody out there is having a great day. Hope it's going as good as it possibly can be. We got tons more news, reviews, reacts, all sorts of great stuff in the works. Like I said, just wanted to catch up and say my piece about the show, react. Everybody did a great. I loved Tool doing Hand of Doom. I loved all the bands that the songs they did, great. And all the bands sounded great. Everybody did an awesome job. And it was just an excellent day all around. And it was great to see, the man get to go out on his own terms and his own way. So awesome stuff. And yeah, hope everybody out there is having a great day. It's going as good as it possibly can be. And we will see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, and Like I said, come in being an artist. Let us know about some people, and we'll tell some other people about them. I don't know. Something. Have a good day.